better. Okay, so this is my second time around. Okay, so I'm Bunny. Welcome back to Color, and we're working on this page out of Pop Manga Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures. So this is going to be one of my new segments sometime. It's still a coloring chat, but as you can tell from the title, it is WIP and Drank. Because I'm sipping today. I don't feel good. My back is hurting, and so I got some pain patches on it, and I'm sipping tequila. Straight up. It is what it is. So if you hear me sipping, that's what it is. Alright. And isn't that cute? Look like Mrs. Puff, right, from SpongeBob. Anyway, let's get into it. I don't really have anything too much to chat about, so we are going to chat about Power. I don't know if y'all watch Power, but that show is so good. Real quick, if you wanted to know what colors are going on in the background, it is outer space, navy blue, indigo, blue, and like this part, all this part here is blue, and then over the blue is light blue. Okay, so that's that. We're gonna work on this little fishy here, and I haven't planned out my colors, so let me think real quick, because I want to do something cool with the hair. She has little fins, and I want it all to work. I know that's going to be gold. So let's make, let's do a pink. No, I don't want to do pink. We'll do orange. Let's work with some oranges. I haven't used orange yet. Let me pick out all my oranges over here. I'm not prepared. I just decided I'm going to go ahead and do a stream because I haven't streamed in a while. Well, not a stream, I'm sorry. A video, because I haven't done one in a while. Now I miss doing them. So I have a variety of oranges here. Let's pick out some. I don't really want to do any neons, so we'll just do straight up orange, an orange circuit, and let's try this. Oh, they have a mango. Let's try these four, see what we get. So, Power. If you haven't seen Power, I'm going to give you a quick little introduction. So, Power is on Stars. It's produced by, and I think it's his idea as well, 50 Cent. And we're going to do orange on the bottom here and on the tail. So, we could just do, ooh, okay. So, what Power is about, we're going to use Fiery Rose, which I think that really is supposed to be like a neon red, but maybe we should use Sizzling Sunset. Let's see what Sizzling Sunset looks like. And some of these neon colors, in my opinion, are not that great, but we'll get it started a little bit. So Power is about a drug dealer, James Sinclair. Then we're going to go ahead and use the Fiery Rose. So it's about a little drug dealer, James Sinclair, and he's trying to go legit. So he owns a nightclub, and it's like that saying that every time I think I'm out, they drag me back in, or I get sucked back in type of situation. Every time he wants to go legit, but every time he thinks he's almost out, something happens and he has to go back to doing something illegal. So he's married. He has 3 kids, 2 teenagers, and a little child. Um, uh, the boy is oldest, then it's the girl, and then it's 2 girls. So we get to know him in the first couple of seasons and the family dynamic. And then before he met his wife, he was actually in love with this girl as a teenager, but that was when he was in the drug dealing underworld life, and her parents didn't approve, and well, her family didn't approve. She went off to college. He did his thing. They separated. Lost touch, whatever. So they find each other again. They end up having an affair. But the thing about it is she represents the life I think he wanted to try to have, in trying to be legit. However, he wasn't all the way legit when he re-met her anyway. So she is actually works for the government. And I think it's the DEA, but I'm not sure. But she works for the government, right? So he's already playing with fire. She loves him. She thinks she really did think he would legit. But of course, things unraveled. She gets compromised. Drama happens and all of that. The wife finds out. The best friend finds out, because he really didn't know too much about it. And when he did know about it, he was trying to tell him, like, I don't think this is actually going to work out, because this woman, I'm going to use this on Mrs. Puff too. This woman is, a federal, agent, a federal employee, an attorney that can turn them in at any time. How do you know she's not, playing you? But he went along with it and all this other stuff. And mind you, if you become interested in what I'm saying and you want to watch this show, there is explicit for violence. It is explicit with nudity, in that they show, sexual relations with, the couples on the show. So, I'm warning you that right now. If you're uncomfortable with watching that yourself, or you don't mind, but this is definitely something that you do not want to watch with your child. This is a very much an adult program, and that is, has adult content. So anyway, so you have that. You have, James and his wife and his family. His best friend is Tommy, who is, a little, I wouldn't say crazy, but he's out there, and he's actually one of my favorite characters. He is loyal. But he does have his little streak when he thought that, he was being set up or betrayed by James and everything. And James in the show is they're actually on to him in a way that they know his name, and it's a fitting name. I love it that his name is Ghost. So they know that there's a ghost that exists, but they don't know who Ghost is. So they think that they know, but he gets off and they're like, oh, okay, well, we gotta let him go. Even though they pretty sure now they know who he is. But that's a fitting name. I love that name, Ghost. So there was time when Tommy didn't believe, he was a suspect on Ghost's motives and whether or not he was being set up, and that went both ways. So now we are on, we might be on the 5th season by now, and I think there's only going to be 7 seasons. So we're on the 5th season. It just started, and it started back with the funeral of the middle child, the teenage daughter. And she died, sticking her nose in her older brother's business. And he finds out from one of Ghost's old teenage friends that he set up and actually, almost killed, which is 50 Cent, that the father wasn't who the son thought he was. He was actually, pretty much a gangster. And so the son feels a way about that, and he goes and rebels because he got that, whole teenage crap going on where, oh, I can't believe you lied to me. You're not who I thought you was. And then, the regular teenage thing of rebelling against your parents anyway. And so he goes and decides he wants to do some criminal activity. And of course, if you've seen, he does different roles every now and then, 50 Cent, where he's plays a cop or the good guy. But a lot of times if you see 50 Cent in a movie, he's probably going to be the bad guy. And so in this show, he started off as the bad guy, and right now on the 5th season, he's not really the good guy, but in a way he is, in that he's trying to help find, right the death of the daughter, of Ghost's daughter. So anyway, when the son found 50 Cent, Ghost didn't know 50 Cent was even still alive. So this was all being done behind his back. So the son hooks up with 50 Cent's character, whose name is Kanan. So Kanan hooks him up with these people. It's a dirty cop and everything, and they robbing the son. Okay, so the son name is Tariq. So Tariq goes to a private school. All their kids, actually, all 3 of the kids go to private school. But Tariq went to a private school, and they convinced him to set up his friends. So he and this dirty cop and another guy would go and rob his friends. But what they would do is Tariq would hang out with the friend, and then while they're hanging out, they would sneak in, rob them, and leave. So not really rob, let me say burgle, because burgle, there was no violence involved most of the time. But things always go south, and the sister got caught basically in the crossfire, in that she found out and confronted the dirty cop. So on the 5th season, we start off with her funeral, and Ghost and the wife, whose name is Tasha, find out that the son told the daughter not to tell, and you know, they kind of feel like he's responsible, or at least Ghost does, and the son does too. Okay, so then there's a protege. There was a protege called Dre, and you may have, if you, I think his real name is Roden. He's a musician as well. He had a video out. I don't know if he has an album out, but he had a video out, and 50 Cent was in it, so he sings or whatever. He raps. But anyway, he was a protege, and he went behind their back, getting his own connections, drug connections, and thinking he was going to play Tommy and Ghost and Kanan. And at first he was actually looking out for Tariq, but Tariq was also, he's naive. He's a private school kid, and Ghost never told him what he did as a teenager, never brought him around the neighborhood, so he's not as street smart as he thinks he is. So he gets caught up with Dre, and the thing that really made me upset on the season opener is that they go to confront Dre about the daughter, but not really confront him. They were going to go and really handle some business, and Tariq tips him off, not knowing that Dre is one of the reasons why his sister's dead. But Tariq is so caught up in his feelings and his perceived betrayal from his family, from his parents, because he feels like his parents lied to him and they're not who he thought they were, blah, 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 that Dre is really his friend. He tips him off. Not knowing that Dre will kill him if, he gets in the way, if he becomes a liability. He's being played, basically. So, of course, it's a stupid move on Dre's part. Dre shows his hand he goes to the grave site where Ghost is, and basically says, you either leave me alone or, I'm going to come for you and the rest of your family. And he leaves his little calling card of a playing card, some type of playing card. I think it has a spider on it. And he leaves it with Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan. And so that's where the season opener started off. It was really good. I really love that show. It's going to be a sad day when it has ran its course and, it goes off the air. And 50 has been consistent with saying that is only going to be 7 seasons. So at least we know we're going to get a finale, because I don't see Stars ending the show early, because it does have a large viewership. A lot of people watch the show. A lot of the people are invested in the characters and in the show. So right now I'm using just plain old orange. So yeah, I've caught up on Power, and like I said, that's a great show if you are into crime shows or things like that. But if you are the type who think that it glorifies violence or whatever, then that's not the show for you. Don't bother watching it. But you know, some people think it's far-fetched, but it's really not. It's you will be surprised if you really knew what really goes on, as far as drugs and the higher up people are and what goes on with their life and how government, and it's not as far-fetched as you would maybe think it would be. Anyway, and that's just from just reading books, memoirs of, you know, ex drug dealers, ex gang members, like, well, not even gang members, but ex gangsters, not gang members, because that's usually that's a different category of money. But it's a good show if you like that type of thing. So and then you have, I can't really tell you about Queen of the South because I need to go back and watch a couple of the past seasons to get up to date, and I haven't watched the new season yet. So, but it's similar to Queen of the South if you like Queen of the South, which is almost the same thing but Latino based, and the main character is female. So I'm going to try out this orange circuit and see if that gives me a nice fade. Oh, no. That's too light to be my faded color. Let's see what mango does. Nope. Yellow orange maybe. Okay, let's do. Even the yellow orange is lighter than I wanted it to be, but it's alright. I'm gonna go over it anyway. So we have Power, and I got caught up. I was not caught up because it just started. So, you know, I watched the first season of that, and then I need to get caught up on the Have and the Have-Nots. If you all haven't watched that, that is a pretty great show. Where it's a nighttime soap opera for basically, where you have these characters that are all intertwined. It's like 6 degrees of separation in a way. Everybody knows someone who knows someone else, but sometimes they don't know that they know each other until faced with some type of conflict or dilemma. So on that show, you have a super rich family, you have a well-off family, and you have a working I want to say middle class, but she's more on the lower middle class. And not exact, but I don't know if she would. I'll get. Excuse me. I guess you would call her a working poor lower, so like the lower middle class, because she lost her job and she couldn't afford to move anywhere else. Her house burned down. She ended up having to live in a motel, not even a hotel. It was a motel for sure. And you have these three families, and it really evolves around their life and how they're interconnected. So how it started off is that there's this character called Candace. Very beautiful girl. Ooh, lead is breaking. Very beautiful girl. And she's ruthless. There's no shame in her game. She's about that money. And she was okay. Let's see. So you have this family, the Harringtons. No, I don't remember if they're the Harringtons or not. Anyway, you have this couple, Catherine and Jim, and they're rich. And you think that they're, regular, the regular couple, but it's actually Catherine's money. She's the rich one. And Jim is a politician, and he married, well, because he came up off of Catherine's money. Because it's no doubt that it's her money, and she's the breadwinner. She's the one who has the dough. So Jim is a cheater. He's been cheating for years. Catherine knows it. She's not happy about it, but she knew it, and she dealt with it for a little bit. And then here comes Candace, and Candace is a beautiful girl, and she knows it, and she uses it to blackmail money, and she blackmailed Jim for a lot of money. And I don't think he was used to someone being that ruthless. So a whole bunch of drama ensues, and I can't really tell you about that because it would take forever. But drama is what this show is about anyway. It's a drama. Basically, she had been kidnapped before. They tried to kill her because Jim had, ties with the mafia. Okay, so he has ties with the mafia, and he, tried to get his money back. He was mad that she, played him for his money. Jim is he was trying to be a politician, going from being a judge to a politician, but scandal breaks out, and that just never happened. The daughter, it has things happen to her. She had a breakdown. She ended up killing herself. She committed suicide. The son, he has a drug problem. He ended up killing a little girl and hitting the maid's son. So here's how all this stuff ends up getting. I'm telling you, it's such a soap opera, because it's like if you watch General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless, then you would probably like the have and the have-nots. Things move along a little bit faster than the regular soaps, but sometimes you are sitting there like, okay, get to the point already, let's move it along. But it's faster than the regular soaps as far as how information is revealed to the characters. So anyway, Wyatt hits the maid's son. Okay, so they know each other, but they don't know each other. So They don't know that the guy that Wyatt hits is the maid's son at first. She goes to the hospital, and they end up finding out, but it's their son. They have money. They're gonna try to do the best to keep their son out of jail. So then that creates the friction, and Jim doesn't really like the maid anyway, because it comes to find out that they find out that Candace is the maid's daughter. But the maid, whose name is Hannah, she didn't know that the daughter knew Jim or had any relations with Jim or anything. So this is how people knew each other but didn't know each other. Okay, and also Candace was friends with the daughter. And, she could be a little, deceitful, but she really was friends with the daughter. She liked the daughter. Okay, so now I'm going to try to go back on, and I'm going to go ahead and use this orange circuit. So, when the sun gets hit, tension rises, but Hannah and Catherine still remains friends, because as far as I can tell, I did miss some episodes, but as far as I can tell, Catherine had cancer and no one ever found out other than Hannah, and that is what strengthened their bond, because Hannah really helped Catherine get through that. No one knew, not even Jim. So, and she never told him, and so he never really understood why she liked Hannah so much, but that's really why. Hannah was there when she needed someone, and she didn't want her family to know. So Hannah kept that secret, and she helped her through the chemo process and all of that. So Candace had a bad way growing up. If you watch the show, Hannah's very harsh on Candace, and Candace is very harsh on Hannah. They do not like each other, and Candace does not stand